Overwatch is actually doing it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. This is massive news because you guys know the Junkenstien's lab mode. Now, this is in the arcade. Well, look at this statistic here from Aaron Keller. He says 15% of our daily players are still jumping into the mode. Now, you've got to remember, this is an arcade mode. 15% of the player base are still playing this on a daily basis. So, as a result, they are committing to supporting this, and they're actually releasing a balance patch. This is incredible because it doesn't really come as a shock to me. I was really looking forward to this mode when this entire season dropped because it's new, it's fun. It's not a mode that's designed for you to just grind out and get rewards. In fact, the rewards from this mode ain't particularly great anyway. So the fact people are still playing it, that should be sending a signal that, guys, players want to play something that's fun. I know this sounds insane that I'm saying this. They don't just want some mode which is there to grind some skin and to keep you, I don't know, engage with the game through some artificial FOMO metric. No, they actually want new gameplay experiences. And the Overwatch team are saying, look, we can deliver these experiences and we can deliver them with polish. And hey, this is a PvP mode with selectable talents. It's never really going to be balanced, but it is goddamn fun. I mean, I submit this to the Overwatch developers. Why don't you commit to adding new heroes to this mode? Why can't this mode be like the hero trials mode? I mean, maybe this would get more players. So let's take a look at these patch notes. Also, bit of a spoiler. There are balance patches in this entire patch note package, which are just aimed at the standard game. You're going to see Orisa getting nerfed, which is good news. But yeah, the first bunch of changes we're going to go over are all of the changes in Junkenstien's laboratory. And this is what the devs say. We've been excited to see everyone playing and trying out different mutations in Junkenstien's laboratory for the last couple of weeks. As we enter the final week of this limited time event, we are going to make some adjustments to the different mutations each hero can receive before each round. Junkenstien's lab will still be playable in the arcade through November the 4th. Just keep this in the game, guys. Keep it in the game. It's insane. So, this is what we've got. Ashe, Burn Down. Damage to burning targets now earns an additional 30% ultimate charge. Previously, this was 25%. Firestarter, the Viper's shots on burning targets now reduces the cooldown of Coach Gun and Dynamite by 7%. Previously, this was 5%. But the Winston upgrade, we've increased the health of the shield from the deployed barrier projector from 600 to 300. Maybe they mean decrease there. I don't know. D.Va, okay, she is crazily OP in this mode. She can just insta-kill people. So, irreparable damage fixed an issue where Booster was dealing extra damage in addition to the anti-healing debuff. Heavy Slugs weapon damage increase is reduced to 75%. This was 100%. So, yeah, D.Va gets a bit of a nerf, which does make sense because, I mean, D.Va, when she just rammed you and slapped you in the face, she just died instantly. It was crazy. Genji gets quite a few changes. So, press advantage. Shuriken critical hits now increase attack speed by 3% up to 10 stacks for 10 seconds. Previously, attack speed was increased by 2% for 15 stacks for 10 seconds. So that's a nice buff there. Meditation. Deflect now heals for 15% of your max health per second. Previously, this was 10%. Hot Steel. Deflect now causes the next Swift Strike to deal up to 75% more damage based on the damage prevented. And this used to be 50%. These are massive buffs for Genji. Blade Dance. Cooldown is now increased by 3 seconds. Previously, 5 seconds. Kiriko Clutch Save now delivers 30% extra healing to allies below 50% health. Previously, 25% extra healing. Fox Spirit Delivered. After teleporting, grant the nearest ally 75 overhealth for 5 seconds. Previously, this was 50. Suzu Blitz. After throwing a protection Suzu, attack speed is increased by 20% for 10 seconds. This used to be 5 seconds, sorry. Vindictive Vision, damaging enemies farther than 12 meters, now reveals them for 5 seconds. Previously, it was 3. And Personal Revitalization, protection Suzu now heals Kiriko for an extra 100 health and grants 25% movement speed for 5 seconds. Previously, it was 80 health for 3 seconds. So, kind of good news there for Kiriko because you've still got the triple kunai explosion madness on the go. That doesn't seem to have been nerfed. Mercy, Battle Angel. Mercy now heals all allies within 20 meters for 150% of the damage she deals while not in Valkyrie. Previously, it was 100%. Healing for damage dealt while Valkyrie is active remains at 200% though. Caduceus Feedback. The Caduceus Staff's damage boost now heals attached targets for 10% of the damage dealt to enemies. Previously, this was 7.5%. Emergency boost. The cooldown is reduced to 7 seconds. It used to be 10. Winston's bubble. We have increased the health of the shield health from the deployed barrier projector to 600 from 300. That's really confused me, that is, because that's the same one as before. Whatever, I'll just roll with it. That's what the notes say. Graceful descent. While using angelic descent, movement speed is now increased by 20%, and it used to be 15. Moira. Unrelenting focus. Secondary fire now stays locked to targets at a 40% narrow angle, previously 50%. Siphon strike. Quick melee now restores 15% of max biotic energy, previously 10%. Biotic fusion now reduces movement speed by 20%, previously 30%. Orisa. Okay, she gets buffed, but don't worry, this is just the the Junkenstein's mode. Aerial spin. While casting javelin spin, Orisa gains free flight and 15% increased movement speed. I'm joking, it's that crazy. Final tank fantasy. Oh dear. Gain 200% overhealth while being slowed by 20%. Previously, it was 35%. Heat flush. Javelin spin now instantly depletes 90% of max augmented fusion drivers overheat meter. Previously, this was 50%. Overheat purge. Energy Javelin now instantly depletes 50% of augmented fusion drivers overheat meter. Previously, this was 50%. And Energy Recharge. Energy Javelin now has 20% reduced cooldown. Previously, 15%. Critical velocity burst. Critical hits now increase attack speed by 8% for 5 seconds, and it used to be 6. So a lot of buffs there for Orisa, but remember, it's just a Junkenstein's mode. Pharah Air Superiority. After using jump jets and dash, Pharah deals 20% more damage now for only 3 seconds, and it used to be 5, which is good because she just destroys me in all of the games, so nerf her away. Reaper, Shadow Cast. Shadow Step cast time now reduced by 30%. Previously, it was 35%. I think that's like a nerf, right? Anyway, it's late at night and I'm losing my mind. You guys can read, so I don't know. Correct me in the comments below. Zenyatta, Harmony Movement Bonus. Harmony Orb now buffs targets with 20% movement speed, previously 25%. Master and Apprentice, Zenyatta now gains 40% effective Harmony Orb on himself. Previously, this was 50%. The Ally Harmony Orb effectiveness remains the same at 20%. Another thing I like, though, with this Junkenstein's mode is because they don't have all of the heroes in the mode, I think this actually does give them a pretty good platform to kind of balance this mode, if you think about it. I know it's never really going to be balanced, but like when you add a new hero, it's going to be easier, basically, because you've got less heroes. You can mess around balancing them, then you add one of the cast to it with their whole suite of talents and stuff. Then you can work on balancing them and maybe add another one and another one, instead of just having the entire roster available. That is like a huge nightmare for balance. So, I don't know. They could be onto something for this. And I'm really happy as well, because I know these devs can do awesome work, and I want them to do awesome work. And this is what I want to see. You guys know that I'm not the biggest fan of just like skins for the sake of skins and development going in that kind of direction. I want to see new game modes. I want to see them pushing the envelope, evolutions of the formats. And this, to me, feels like the first time they've done this since Overwatch 2 has launched. OpenQ gets some updates in competitive. So, starting in Season 13 for games of OpenQ competitive, we now match players in wide groups, narrow groups, and solo players in the same matchmaking pool. This change is aimed at helping groups of any size in OpenQ from having to wait extremely long wait times to find a match. We will be removing the wide group modifier and notification UI in OpenQ competitive in a future update. Right, let's talk about these balance changes, because, I mean, you've got a pretty big buff to Sombra, and then you've got Orisa getting nerfed, and yeah. So these are the live changes, guys, right? These are in the core game modes, in comp and all of that stuff. It's not the Junkenstein's mode. So first up is Orisa. Base health increased from 125 to 175. However, base armor has been reduced from 350 to 300. Fortify no longer reduces fusion driver heat generation. And Energy Javelin damage has been reduced from 80 to 70. So all-round nerfs there for Orisa, definitely needed. Ramattra Pummel reverted to pierce barriers again. No longer deals critical damage to barriers. So this is them basically saying the Ramattra train changes didn't work. We didn't like them. They were, I think personally, they were quite strong as well. You could really delete barriers with this super quick. And yeah, they've reverted it. So again, it's good to see that they're willing to do this. And yeah, Ramattra goes back to how he was. Wrecking Ball, quad cannons, ammo increased from 80 to 100. Grappling claw, duration increased from 6 to 8 seconds. So a little buff there for Wrecking Ball. So let's talk about Sombra, because, yeah, she was reworked. Everyone hated the rework. Sombra players literally detested what they did. They did a little kind of mini buff, though, didn't they? I can't remember what they did in that, but they did a buff. and they said, oh, we got some new tech where we can do fast updates, which I don't know. I don't know what that's all about, but surely just updating doesn't require new tech. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but whatever. This is what they've done to Sombra, though. So EMP, ultimate cost is reduced by 10%. Translocator, delay before entering stealth has now been reduced from 0.5 seconds to 0.33 seconds. Fade-in time has also been reduced from 0.3 to 0.15 seconds. And hack now exits stealth when hacking an enemy target. So a little bit of like, yeah, we're making stealth a bit stronger. We're making your ultimate charge faster. We're taking a little bit off hack to compensate for that. But again, that's a buff for Sombra, so it's going to be interesting to see where that lands. Juno's orbital ray gets the healing nerfed, so it is being reduced from 100 to 85 health per second. So there you go, guys. Overwatch, yeah, it's in an interesting place, I think. It seems to be... Well, I feel like... It's really difficult for me to say this kind of thing with like any authority, but I feel like it's starting to maybe go again in the right direction. And I think a lot of that is just based off what I'm seeing with especially the Junkenstien's mode, and just like how the game generally feels. I know we've still got all the monetization issues, we've got the skin issues, we've got all of that stuff. But hey, if they ever add skins into the, like the, you know, creator, refer creator code thing, whatever the hell they're called, use code STY. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. And yeah, you can follow me on everything which is at Stylosa, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. See you soon.
Struggle as they might against their fate, the heroes were defeated in the end.